Hi friends, my name is Ritvik. Today, let's learn about notations. First, before learning notations, let's learn about file and rank. This is a file. It starts from A and ends at H. This is a rank. It starts from 1 and ends at 8. Now, let's learn pieces names in notation. The king is named with K. The queen is named with Q. The bishop is named with B. The knight is named with N. The rook is named with R. The pawn does not have a name. Now let's learn how to read and write. If pawn moves to here, we call it E4 because pawn does not have a name and it moved into the E file to the fourth rank. If black pawn moves to here, we call it E file because pawn does not have a name and it moved into the E file to the fifth rank. Now, if bishop moves to here, we are gonna call it bishop C4 because bishop moved to here into the C file to the fourth rank and moves to here, we call it knight c6 because knight moved to the c file to the sixth rank. And if queen moves to here, we call it queen g4 because queen moved to the g file to the fourth rank. And if king moves to here, we call it king e7 because king moved into the E file to the seventh rank. This position, if rook plays here, we call it rook h4 because rook moved to the h file and to the fourth rank. Now let's learn some special symbols. This position, if queen plays here, giving a check, we call it queen f7 check because plus symbol represents giving a check. This position, if pawn takes bishop, we call it ex f5 because the pawn is on e file and it took the bishop which is on f file and on the fifth rank, and x represents the capture. In this position, if queen captures the pawn and delivers a mate, we call it queen x f7 hashtag. X represents the pawn capture and hashtag represents the mate. I hope you understand how to read and write the notations. Bye!